Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your September 2018 general horoscope reading here. So, Scorpio, I have to share with you, as I'm starting to shuffle the tarot here, and we discuss the astrology of September, have to share, when I turned on the camera, so it's morning where I'm at right now, and I turned on my camera, and the battery life power was at 111 minutes, so 111. And I just had to share that with you, Scorpio, because that's a powerful number synchronicity to see. And, you know, I just flipped on the camera and you had 111 minutes to go on battery life. And I was just like, wow, there's some synchronistic things going on with Scorpio. A very important message, it seems like. Wanting to be shared, wanting to come across to you, perhaps in this reading here in September. So, Scorpio, pay attention. So, drop me a comment below, of course. Give me the rundown. Let me know in the comments how you're feeling, how last month was, how the last eclipse of the season was that we had in the sign of Leo. Powerful. The nodes of the moon are shifting from Leo and Aquarius to Cancer and Capricorn in November of this year. So, you know, we got that powerful shift that'll be starting soon. And so, woohoo! But let's get into the astrology now of this month. Oh, I'm sorry. No, one more thing. One more thing. If you do want to connect with me more, Scorpio, and get more just tips and interact, you know, more of in a fun way, follow me on my Instagram. It's joshua.lionlight. And yeah. So now, the 3rd of September. I'm sorry, we're going to skip that. There's a lot. There's a lot to cover with the astrology here, so I'm really going to give you what I've highlighted here, and just the big events. So let's start with the new moon. The new moon in September is on the 9th, and it is going to be in the sign of Virgo, because we're in Virgo season. So that'll be powerful, earthy energy. And then Venus moves into your sign, Scorpio, on that new moon. So some of you Scorpios could be experiencing some new sort of approaches and experiences when it comes to love, romance, even beauty routines. So pay attention to that. And those of you Scorpios who are single, this happening on a new moon, you could be experiencing a new lover coming in. You could be experiencing just some beautiful friendships showing up around this time. So that's awesome. And Virgo is pretty complementary to you in a lot of ways, all right? So, some of you, the beauty routine that you do on the daily is really going to be accentuated, I feel like, as well. So, there's something there for you, something there to be had, to be adjusted. The next thing I want to point out is on the 24th, we'll have the full moon, and that full moon will be in the sign of Aries. All right, so Aries is a fire sign. That'll be quite the sort of starter-up energy, you know. I almost get the feeling of like igniting your car, you know, the ignition in your car, you know, just firing up the engine. That's kind of the overall feeling I'm getting with that, because we'll be coming from very watery and earthy, sort of a lot more kind of fixed and stable type energies. And then we get into this riveting up and excitement sort of energy that Aries can bring. And Aries planet Mars, which is also your co-ruler, will be direct at this time. And so you and the Aries people feel a lot more just in balance. You know, you might not be feeling quite as assertive or as aggressive and tense as you might have in the last few weeks. So that's good news. that energy forces coming back to you. So, next, hold that thought. I feel like the cards are just about done shuffling though. One more. Okay, I'm going to take 2 off of the top, I'm feeling. And I'm going to go ahead and lay out the rest here for you. Okay. Woo! Scorpio, Scorpio. Okay. So, the next day that I really want you to note, Scorpio, is on the 11th. This collectively for all of us is just going to be a beautiful day because we're in an 11 universal year. The last new moon solar eclipse we had was on the 11th. And so we have the sun sextiling Jupiter. Then we'll have the sun trining your planet, Pluto. And so with this energy, I made a note for us saying there can be some really beautiful financial rewards, financial career breakthroughs, and really even spiritual breakthroughs. You know, perhaps really some spiritual sort of breakthroughs that align with your purpose, with your role and work in the world. That's coming across really strong, Scorpio. Changes of your worth also, you know, self-worth, self-identity, are just able to flow a lot more easily. There's a lot more easy flow with this energy and less resistance, which we can experience more with the eclipses and stuff, especially when there's challenging aspects. So, and then on the 15th and 16th of September, which I believe is a weekend, we have a lot of Mercury energy. We have Mercury trining Pluto, then we'll have Mercury sextiling Jupiter the next day. And so it's kind of similar energy that we had with the sun going on, except this is going to be more of a focus on more big inspirations might be really flowing into you, Scorpio, on what you want to write, what you want to speak, how you might want to tell your story, tell your truth. You know, spiritual sort of messages can be drawn out and can be communicated and received in just with much more ease and clarity at this time. So this is going to be a powerful weekend related to that. And anything you might really, if you feel that inspiration to write, you know, if you're a writer or if you're a public speaker, if you plan out communications in any way, take advantage of this energy because the rewards that follow can be quite grand indeed. Because on the 20th, not far after that, you'll have the sun conjuncting Mercury. And that's like your words turn into gold. You know, the words that you have sown already back there have somehow just turned into gold, are showing a lot more profit in some way. Perhaps producing some more golden opportunity, drawing in better, more suited connections, that kind of stuff. Beautiful stuff, Scorpio. So as I finish up talking about the astrology, I'll let you take a look at the cards that showed up here. And I'm going to go ahead and get you a few rune stones and we'll cast those over the reading as well. So really the next big thing that I just want to point out is the fall equinox happens on the 22nd. So the fall equinox is a power day. Woohoo, fall! And then we head into Libra season. All right, Scorpio, Scorpio. I feel like, oh, no, one more. Okay, looks like we got 5 runes for you. Okay. Okay. My. Take a swig of my coffee here. Okay, Scorpio. So, right off the bat here in the middle, you have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands. What we talk about at the beginning of the reading, seeing that 111, 111. Messages here. Powerful messages, and messages coming in at you fast. Confirmation that you might have been waiting on regarding a certain situation or problem at hand, or just finalizing something. For those of you maybe who have been waiting on a final answer regarding your home, regarding a career opportunity, that is going to be just flooding in. I mean, it's going to show up really fast here in September. So you won't have much longer to wait, Scorpio. And, you know, the King of Pentacles here is really speaking of, you know, a lot of you putting in a lot of time, effort, and work in your building kind of that legacy and your role in the world that you have for yourself. Meaning especially, you know, your money, your career, the work that you're putting out, but also, you know, building the kind of sort of home with all those resources. There's something here about, you know, really trying to draw in and find and establish resources and matters of the home. You know, so again, you know, those of you who are looking for a new home, looking to buy, looking to move even, and who are just expanding, wanting to expand your resources, that looks so good for you, Scorpio, here in September, because you also have Thurasaz that's sitting above the Eight of Wands. Thurasaz is that hammer of Thor. And I'm getting, it's bringing in a lot more sort of swift energy here for you, especially paired with the Eight of Wands. So swift sort of answers, energy. And also, you know, I'm getting some good luck with this. You know, there's some good fortune coming in with this. You have Awful down here, which is reversed. And I feel like that's speaking a little more with death. So we'll get into that in a second. But you have the Wheel of Fortune down here. So let's talk face to face again, shall we? Okay, so with the Wheel of Fortune showing up down here, with this energy going on, Thurasaz sitting up there, you have the rune Burok also, which is that rune of fertility and of changes coming in the way of your resources, and then for a lot of you in the way of your home and career. Wheel of Fortune is coming in here to inform you, you know, that there is actually a lot going on and taking place behind the scenes, Scorpio. So actually a lot here in September taking place behind the scenes and really working in your favor, I believe. You have Uras sitting down here between Death and the Wheel of Fortune as well. Uras is informing you here that you have some strong premonitions coming in the way of these things. Strong premonitions and the strong urges and feelings that you get this month. I'm getting that you actually, there's a calling to actually slow down. You know, sometimes the message is, yes, you know, act and trust those premonitions and gut feelings. But I'm getting here with Uras being a little sideways, and then you have Awaz, which is the rune of movement and forward momentum, moving physical locations, homes, looking for that new stable environment. It's reversed. Awaz is reversed. So there is some sort of delay, and I feel like something that is needing to sort of be finalized. There's something that's still needing to be sort of finalized here in September. And I feel like, honestly, it could be going on around that new moon, around the dark new moon in Virgo. We have death showing up here with all these runes surrounding it. So, you know, death is your card, okay? So this is actually for you, Scorpio, kind of really in a lot of ways your natural element. But I'm getting here with all these runes and the delay energy showing up that there's something here that you haven't quite finished purging, that you need to release, that you need to leave alone, leave in the past, Scorpio. Some of you, I'm getting the message here, have been digging too much in the past. You know, perhaps you have been bringing up too many childhood issues. Perhaps you've been dwelling on too many past issues with parents, with siblings, past transgressions. But I'm really getting that it has to relate to the home. You have death looking at the King of Pentacles here on the other side of your reading. So this has to do with family sort of legacy, family sort of in past connections, things within the home, Scorpio. And you have awful reversed sitting beside death. And awful is very much indeed, especially when it's reversed, all about past, you know, heritage, deep sort of family rooted matters. So something in that area of your life, Scorpio, is being asked to be put to rest. You know, death is that card of putting it to bed, putting it to rest, Scorpio. Stop digging so much here and dwelling on that thing of the past, on that issue. There are some things in life, I feel like it's important to say to you, Scorpio, there are some things that you may not get complete final closure on that you feel like you deserve. And, you know, that is part of the cycle here of life. Sometimes you don't get exactly the sort of closure you imagined and hoped for yourself. But nevertheless, there is some kind of closure. You can get closure. It just may not be the kind of closure you were hoping for. But the choice is yours here in September, especially popping up around the new moon. If you want to get here to the top of your readings with the Knight of Wands, forward momentum, you know, acting on these golden opportunities of success in regards to the home, in regards to your place in the world, the career. You know, those of you who are looking for that new home, if you want all that to really sort of take off in an exciting way and to see those steps really carry on again and get to this Knight of Wands, you must lay some of those things and past issues to rest. Especially in regards to home. Matters of the home. Matters of family, siblings, or parents. For some of you, the message is coming across really strongly that it is with a father figure or with some male in the family. Yeah, and yeah, because, you know, Scorpio, if you look at Death of the Knight and Knight of Wands together here too, it's really this kind of beautiful storyline here of the rebirth of the phoenix. I mean, look at this red knight sitting next to, you know, white black death. You know, you can change that sense of aura and energy around you. You don't have to stay stuck here in the depths digging. It's not always where you want to stay, Scorpio, if you want to be present with your life. And I feel like, you know, many of you, you're gonna overcome this pretty swiftly. Death is a natural energy for you. So getting to this point, to the Knight of Wands, it's a piece of cake, Scorpio. And I really feel like Buraq is informing the Knight of Wands beautifully, because it's sitting closest to it. And Buraq, it's that new phase. It's that next step. And so especially pay attention to all those beautiful spiritual messages that are coming in for you. And they're going to come in swiftly, a bit shockingly too, since you got Firazaz looking down on it. But it is giving you the sort of turn of events that you need. The turn, and it's much more internal here with the Wheel of Fortune. Feeling sort of that sense of healing from the past. Feeling that sense of fortune and success in your place in the world. And your, you know, achieving that home that you're after. Whatever it is. It starts with making that internal sort of turn. Yeah. And you know, real quick here before we wrap up too, I'm noticing also with Uruz is also a very masculine rune, masculine energy. So again, whoever that masculine figure is, that male figure is that a lot of you are dealing with in your circle, you know, deal with it, face it, or just bring it to an end. Cut off the energy, Scorpio. You can make that decision for yourself. You really can. And when you do so, bam. And then look what you have on the bottom of the deck too. Ace of Wands. So this, you know, I'm getting with that Aries full moon that happens when? On the 24th. The Aries full moon, you're getting this fiery Mars influence of startup, you know, that ignition that we talked about, that ignition with the car, you know, turning on, being fired and revved up again. That's what you're getting. Pay attention around that time. So, Scorpio, in the extended video reading, I'll draw you your animal spirit guide, and of course I'll lay out 3 so you can listen to your own intuition and pick between the 3 cards. Pick your own animal spirit for the month. So that extended video reading link will be below in the descriptions box. Of course, we'll discuss the message there. And yeah, we'll go over some more details with the astrology too, because there's still some more specific events happening in the days. There's just so much this month, Scorpio. But if any of you do want to do a one-on-one personal reading with me to look at your own chart, your own energy, email me or get in contact with me through my Etsy shop. Information is below, of course, in the descriptions box. So that's it for now, Scorpio. Take advantage of this month. Live it to the fullest. You got this. See you soon.